Okay, my name is Lillian. It's as simple as ABC. And what I do is what I do. I sell alcoholic drinks and non-alcoholic drinks. Well, the breeze from the boiler intoxicates me, so no need to drink again. When I have finished taking the heat. So this is Imadako. We all know him. We don't know what he does because, as far as he's concerned, he carried the whole world for his shoulder. So if you need anything, call him. And this is hope. Hope gives us hope. Oh yeah, hope.
Not renewed hope.
No. I'm an estate surveyor and valuer. Thank you.
Danke. So, as we are seated here, you can see that we have a huge wealth of resources. No, everybody has spoken. So we have two ladies coming in, Awele and Claire Eluemuno. You are welcome. And we have Mamikos coming. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Thank you very much. Please call your friends so that we can start. Nobody should complain that we are closing late. We are 1 hour behind. And then when it's time for question and answer, everybody will want to ask us what Okowa did not ask Tinubu before he went to APC, before he carried the whole of data to APC.
No politics.
No politics, yes. I'm not talking politics. It's because it concerns me. Because I'm from Delta State, now they can they pay me. Then carry me unwillingly. You know, she said the whole Delta State collapsed. They no carry you. You get choice. They carried everybody. Okay, so we have as simple as ABC walking in. ABC is wearing many caps. I like to go to his mall because there is the Shack, Abi? Shack House. Shack House 101. Judith, we go there. Live. The seafood platter there is something else. It doesn't have to be an Ijoma. He doesn't even run it. Someone else runs it. The wife is from River State. Now your sister. ABC. You never pay homage to AB. You marry his sister. You won't make the collect ABC wife now, Abi. So welcome to today's proceedings, and we're just about to start. No matter how few we are, the others we joined. We can't wait indefinitely for everyone. So I'll call on our erudite lawyer, Charles Omusu. He is going to be in charge of this morning's meeting. So Charles Omusu, you're welcome. Round of applause for him. It's not easy. You know, sometimes you approach people to do stuff, they will tell you, oh, I don't get time. I cannot do it. Call another person. But as soon as I called him, I said, Charles, you are going to be in charge of the AGM. He said, oh, no problem. And that's where we are. Thank you very much.
Good morning, my fellow oldies. It's my pleasure to be here to anchor this our AGM. I want to appreciate all of you. I want to thank you for being able to make this reunion, which has been a yearly affair. And I know we all look forward to attending it because when we come here, we catch a lot of fun, we learn a lot of things, and we also contribute to the upliftment of the association. A good example is what we had yesterday. I was surprised when I saw some pictures of some people dancing. I said, a lot still have those steps of those days. Judith was very much in the mix. I also saw myself and I was just laughing. So that's the way we roll in the oldies. So thank you very much. I appreciate the ESCO for what they have done so far. They have put together a very good reunion. So far, so good. And we look forward to the grand finale, which is the dinner, which will be holding this evening. We are going to start off exactly at 11 o'clock. So in the meantime, we can crack jokes, we can interact, and say so many things. Lele, lele. That was a way of hailing each other in those days. Maybe that should be about 40-something years ago now. Okay, go ahead.
And the interesting thing about it is I've not seen Charles since we left school. I've not seen Charles. Okay, I take it back. As at 2 years ago, 2022, I've not seen Charles since we left Auchi, maybe in 1986. So, and I was not a member of Oldies. So in Dallas, I was invited to attend the Oldies event. And I went there. I was looking at Charles, he was looking at me. We know ourselves after maybe 40 years, but we didn't remember. And suddenly I heard a and as I responded, and Charles has been my brother again since then.
Yeah, thank you very much. Let me also seize this great opportunity to thank and appreciate members of the Oldies. My son got married 2 weeks ago in Ibadan. I invited the Oldies and the association. Who's in charge of this thing? The association was fully represented by the president and members of the ESCO and other members. I was overwhelmed by their presence and their support. So one of the things you gain by coming together with old friends and old schoolmates is for them coming through for you when you need them. And that was what happened 2 weeks ago. So once again, I thank everyone and I say, God bless you all. Okay.
Good morning, my brothers and sisters. Talking of his son's marriage, it was very successful. Unfortunately, I was out of the country. I couldn't make it. But I'm seizing this opportunity to ask members to fill out the form we have sent on the platform for my daughter's marriage coming up in July. 29th of July in my country home in Delta State, and white wedding in Lagos on the 2nd of August. Now, it's important for those who are interested in attending to fill out the forms stating if they are coming to the village or they are coming just to the white wedding, to enable the organizers make adequate preparations and send them their codes. So, because a table or two will be reserved for the oldies. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Ponku. Yes, it just brings me to something that has to do with the stage we are now in our lives. If I'm not mistaken, I think we are already either 60, close to 60 and above 60. So what that means is, at this stage of our lives, very few of us still have parents. Very few of us still have parents. Most of us don't have parents again. But what we do now, the stage we are now, is to be giving out our children for marriages. So it also behoves on us to offer support to one another when it comes to events like that. And another thing I noticed, because when it happened to me, it's my first time, so I just envy people like Chief Oseni, who have given out children in marriage. There's something I noticed. You know, these Gen Z children, they have a way they do their own things. In 2023 December, one of my friends, the daughter got married. So while we were preparing for the marriage, my very close friend, he called me and asked me if I'll be coming with my wife from Abuja to Lagos. I said, no, my wife will be busy then. So I was curious, and I asked him, I said, why are you asking me that question? He said, because the children got him getting married. They called him and told him that there is a particular number of invitees they will give to him. They will give him access cards. I said, really? And by the time we actually got to that marriage, because me and this guy will work together in the same office, I noticed that a lot of my office people were not there. And they were complaining that the man didn't invite them for the wedding. But it wasn't the man's fault. He had a number he was given by the children, and I tried as much as possible to play around that number. So I had a similar problem 2 weeks ago. In fact, as far back as more than a month ago, I was called that they were already preparing lists of guests that will be at the wedding. So I have to submit names. So I submitted names that time. The problem was now that it's not all the names you submitted that are going to come. So what do? You find yourself in a situation whereby you now start replacing names. The ones you submitted that are not coming, you have to change their names and all that. And myself and my son's father-in-law, we had to sit down, make alternative arrangements, because the man is a politician. So he was going to have a lot of people coming. So if they don't have access cards, how would they enter the place? So we now had to meet the event planner. We spoke to him and all. Said, we are having more people coming. So he now gave us concession of 20 extra people on both sides. So that's the dilemma we are now facing when our children are getting married. It's also not their fault. Maybe during our time when we are organizing marriages, it's for the whole world. By the time people come, the place is jam-packed, there's confusion. Many people will not get food to eat. And after the wedding, they'll be complaining that they came to your child's wedding and they didn't eat. So what the children are doing is they want to provide for the number of people they are inviting so that eating will go around. So that is one thing we're also going to be facing when our children are getting married. So at this point in time, it's on a few minutes. Or is it up to 11 yet? 3 minutes more. Because I normally set my clock like 5 minutes in advance. Okay, 3 minutes more. So that is it. If there is anybody who also has something to inform us about, to tell us, this person can go ahead. Lady Bumi, any information for us? Yes.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I want to address what my brother here, Alex, said earlier on, that he will be having 2 or 3 or 1 or 2 tables for the oldies at the daughter's wedding. Please, I need us to be clear about this. How many tables are you reserving for? So are you making an arrangement for? You don't tell us 1 or 2.
Because not all oldies may want to attend.
Definitely not all oldies, but we should have at least 2 tables. Definitely not 1. You should say 2 or 3, as the case may be, not 1. Don't say you are not advised. Please. More so when it's in Lagos. It's your business how you do it. Thank you.
Thank you, President, for for that clearance. So at this stage, I think we are set to start off. First of all, I want to call somebody to give us an opening prayer. My brother MSC Aviomo, please give us the opening prayer.
Shall we rise and pray? Our help is from the Lord, all powerful and merciful God. We thank you for bringing us safely to this annual reunion. We thank you for the deliberation we are going to have today. And we thank you that because we are going to take us home safely. May your name be praised forever and ever. In Jesus' name we pray.
Thank you very much. At this stage, I want to appeal to all of us. I think from the program, the AGM is supposed to run from 10 to 12:30. We wouldn't want a situation whereby we'll stay far longer than expected. We have the other program in the evening, so we'll finish on time here and go back to our rooms to rest so that we can have energy for the evening program. I know a lot of us want to make contributions, very robust contributions, which is welcome, but let's also try not to waste too much time on things. So I want to call on our ESCO, the president of the ESCO, to come to the high table. It's a round of applause for our president. Mr. Honorable Peter, one day. Also, I want to call on Lillian Obaze, the vice president, to be on the high table. Thank you. Next, I will call on the secretary, Emmanuel Dako, to please come to the high table. Okay, Imam stepped out. So to save our time, I think I will want to invite other members of the ESCO who should be on the high table to please come forward to the high table. A round of applause for them, please. Okay, while expecting the secretary, with all other protocols duly observed, I'll, for now, want to hand over to the president to commence the meeting.
Okay, good morning again. On behalf of us, the executive of Auchi Oldies 8089, I declare this year's 2025 meeting open. The secretary is not here to give us the agenda for the meeting. So what do we do? You want to fetch it? Okay. So what do I do?
So it seems that your let's start from here.
It's not there. It's not there. Okay, let's read the minutes of last meeting.
No, we cannot read without him. We cannot read without him.
So if we don't mind, can we give him 5 minutes to see if he'll be here?
Thank you, everyone, for your patience. Thank you for your patience. And while we wait for Emma, it will be jumping protocol for the chairman to read his address without us reading the minutes of the last meeting and adopting the minutes. This is an AGM. I think it is wise for us to wait for him. Charles, professionally, we should wait for the meeting minutes to be read and adopted before any other proceeding takes place. So we may just want to use this opportunity to socialize and take our contact numbers. Yeah, we have the minutes, but the secretary has to read it. It is a formal gathering. This is a formal gathering, so we have to follow the protocol. The secretary will have to read, people will make their inputs, and then the minutes will be adopted formally before we can move on. Okay, so if we all agree, then our MC will read the minutes for him. Yes. If somebody takes the or reads it out, who is going to write it out? Precisely. Sit down here, I beg. I beg, sit down here, sit down here. Oh, he's a auditor. Okay. Okay, there is no problem. Charles will read the minutes and take the corrections on his behalf. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Minutes of last annual general meeting, AGM, held on the 11th of May 2024. Meeting was held at Banquet Hall of Oriental Hotel, Victoria Island, Lagos. The meeting started by 11 a.m. Alex Madu Kweazu opened with a prayer. Minutes of last AGM was read by the General Secretary, Emmanuel Dako. There were no objections, additions, or subtraction. Enahoro Odu Thomas moved for the adoption of the minutes, while Bose Ekanoba seconded. 1 minute silence and prayer was called by the President, Peter Wande, for the repose of the soul of our late member, Joseph Coker. Mr. President read his welcome speech, annual report, and stewardship of Executive Committee of the Association. Bose Ekanoba corrected the order. As she said, members ought to accept the speech first before an adoption. The House eventually accepted Mr. President's speech. Bose Ekanoba adopted while Dr. Bumia Afolayan seconded. Claire Eluemuno observed that members should have gotten the speech before the meeting. The House resolved that the speech be posted on the main platform. The financial report was taken by the Financial Secretary, Brimo Audu. Felix Idonije moved for the acceptance of the report, while Frank Okosun seconded. The report was open for discussion. Tony Viembo wasn't happy with his name tagged debtor. He explained that he redeemed his pledge. Hope Agobasimi asked about liability and expenses, then advised that the 26 million be expunged from the books. Adeso Adelaja advised that the money be invested. Frank Okosun thanked ESCO, then said that our money be invested and proceeds should be used for the welfare of members. Chief Hosseini Elama, in lending his voice, said that we should be mindful of the tax implications and deductions. He spoke about our fallen colleague, the insurance benefits and the implications. The President emphasized the importance of joining the life insurance scheme as it is part of our annual dues. Honorable Thomas Okosun asked that we discuss and adopt Frank Okosun's proposal of welfare. Felix Igbinosa said our database structure will help to capture members and ensure they key into the insurance scheme. Frank Okoson also suggested that we increase dues, increase payment to insurance, and get more premium. Also, we should increase the amount of payout to a fallen member. Resolutions. After a 2-hour meeting of the whole House, the following resolutions were adopted. 1, that ESCO immediately places or invests association's money in any government instrument, treasury bill or bonds preferably. It was resolved that information concerning our finances be adequately managed. A 3-man committee was set up to tidy up the association's finances and income heads. ESCO was empowered to immediately start the review of the Constitution. The House called for an immediate secretariat to be sourced for the group, while an executive secretary be employed to man the secretariat. Recruitment should start from within members. 6, to have a standing committee to handle and come up with suitable cooperative models for our group. 7, there were calls from members for an elongation of this ESCO. 8, there were calls also that our reunion through AGM be held yearly. 9, the next reunion through AGM venue, city and state, will be announced after a survey and voting by members. 10, an impressive 58 members attended the meeting with 3 permissions stroke excuse. 11, the meeting ended by 1:25 p.m. Thank you all. Emmanuel Dako, General Secretary. So that's the minutes of the last meeting. Ms. Imabak.
Thank you very much. We now hand over the microphone back to Imadako, the Secretary.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to this. I'm sorry for the little delay. I had to get some things downstairs. Very sorry, and I'm sure the MC is doing a good job, has done a good job so far, and he will continue with the program that we have today. Thank you.
Thank you very much. I think we have the agenda for this meeting, opening prayer, which we have done, introduction of ESCO, introduction of members we have also done. We are going to have, after that, President's welcome speech. We have read the minutes of the last meeting. The next is financial report by the Financial Secretary, any other business, and closing prayers. So at this stage, I would like to call on the representative of the auditors to also come to the high table, please. Okay, I think the next item now is the correction and adoption of the minutes.
No. That will come. Please, we have all heard the minutes of the last meeting as read by Chasomosu. So, if you have any observations, any additions, any corrections, please, you can bring it up. Thank you. Yes.
My name is Hope Agbobasini. Yeah, paragraph 5, second to the last line. Men should be main, not main platform, main platform. Sorry. On the resolutions.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Yes.
Man, I've seen it.
Yeah.
No,
Men,
posted
men.
on the men, not there. Oh, this page you are covering, this one.
On the resolutions, number 5, I think 5.
Mr. President, blah, 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 men platform.
On item 5.
You have seen it.
Okay. On item 5 on the resolutions, the House called for an immediate secretariat to be sourced for the group, while an executive secretary be employed to man the secretariat. Recruitment should start from within members. 6, to have a standing committee to handle and come up with suitable cooperative model for our group. I wouldn't know how far we have gone with those 2 items.
No,
We are correct.
We have not got into it. We're not discussing it yet, yes. Okay, any other observations? Yes, any other observations, please? Any corrections? Any omissions? In the absence of any, can somebody raise for adoption of the minutes, please? Okay, Tony Dirisu has just seconded by Bumi Aforan. Okay.
They were both present.
So what do we do next? Let's go on with the next program.
Okay. We are
So
going
the minutes of the last meeting is hereby adopted.
Okay, we'll be going on with the next item on the agenda. I want to crave the indulgence of the president. Before the meeting started, I think there was introduction of members and what they do. We have had more members coming in since that time. Please, if you are here and you have not introduced yourself, you have not told us what you do, can you please signify by raising up your hand so that I'll bring the microphone to you?
I stand on the existing protocol. My name is Echosa Eboigbe Olaye. I'm an estate surveyor of Valua. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Echosa.
My name is Daniel Orororo. I'm an estate surveyor as well.
A round of applause for them.
My name is Dr. Nesnehimwa. I'm a quantity surveyor and I run a construction company. We did basically on bridge construction, location preparation for the IOCs, then pipeline repairs and laying. Thank you.
Good morning, all. My name is Tony Eviebo. I'm a stockbroker. Thank you.
I am Edith Oyati, a civil engineer by training and the deputy rector, Auchi Polytechnic.
My name is Felix Idoniche. I'm a lawyer and a farmer.
So I think
I am Mosumola Aduke Adebayo. I'm a travel agent.
thank you.
I just climbed the steps. Henrietta Ikeneko. Oh, I do home health care.
My name is Patrick Onya. I'm an interior consultant, interior designs.
Any other person?
Yeah, Claire.
I am Awele Atta. I run an NGO and event planning.
My name is Claire Eloemuno. I'm a soap merchant.
Okay.
Just an encouraging information. If you need solar in your house or anywhere, we are doing promotions at the moment from Germany.
You will pay for the advert.
Thank you.
We're offering members of this association.
Alex, you will pay for that advert.
We are offering members of this association installmental payments.
Thank you all. At this door, I think it is time for us to invite our able president, Honorable Peter, one day for his welcome.
He held every 2 or 3 years. This is to avoid fatigue and also because of the time and energy it takes from ESCO in planning for it. Not to talk about the financial strain on members. Please, we should look at it again and decide if we should have it every 2 or even 3 years. In Abuja, some of us made pledges on their behalf and that of their friends. So also last year here in Oriental, we did the same. Sadly, most of these pledges have not been redeemed. I humbly beg that those involved should please see to it as a debt that must be redeemed. We need all the money for the different projects we are handling, especially the foundry. On completion of the foundry, we are proposing the building of a hostel complex in the school. This hostel complex will be managed by the oldies and the school, such that proceeds will be shared by both parties. We are hereby asking your kind approval, and where it is approved, we also ask that Mr. Chris Obode should be the anchor man to see to the planning and execution of this project, the hostel project. So far, we have paid a total of 135 million towards the building of the foundry, with about 115 million to go. This is just for the construction. We still have to equip the place. We are praying that inflation does not call for more money. We have checks for 250,000 for 5 students that did excellently well in their academics at the Polytechnic. The Financial Secretary will be giving details and breakdown of all our financial transactions in the course of the year under review. As a roundup, let me remind us that come October 2026, we shall be calling for interested members to occupy the different positions in the Executive Committee. So let's be warming up. A big thank you to all those who contributed towards the success of the AGM. Your support has really done it for us. My ESCO, I cannot thank you enough, as you have always been there for the association. For the planning committee, you all have done noble. God bless you plenty, plenty. Thank you all for giving us the opportunity to serve you, and God bless you. Signed, Peter Wande.
Ladies and gentlemen, please, another round of applause for our president for that wonderful and brief speech. Thank you very much, President and the ESCO. You all agree with me that the ESCO has been doing a fantastic job. So we pray to God to give them the grace and give them the strength to continue to do what they are doing. In the course of the president's speech, he just raised some very key issues, one of which is a visit to the old people's home and also to give them some gifts and items, which is a very, very good and kind gesture. President talked about one of the issues that is in the front burner today, building of the foundry project in our alma mater, Auchi Polytechnic. We see the progress of work on our platform every day. And he also talked about a plan to build an hostel in the school. That's another very key project that's contributing to the society, giving back to the society. So it's what all of us look up to. We also wish and pray for the strength to be able to carry out that project. The project has taken about 135 million, according to the president, and we still have about 150 or thereabout to go, which is not a main thing. Checks, he said, are ready for 5 students. I think checks of 250,000 each, which is a great thing. Okay, 50,000. Oh, okay. I'm hoping that it increases to 250. So a round of applause to the ESCO for that again too. And then he touched on something which I think some of us should also look at. Because according to the president, pledges were made, I think, last year, at the last reunion, and most people have not fulfilled their pledges. It is a clarion call to us. If you made a pledge, you try and fulfill it. And because of the level of disposable income for most of us who are retirees, I think the ESCO can also work out an arrangement whereby there could be something close to instrumental payment. So it doesn't look as if you must pay the full amount. Because this 150 is paid 3 times, it will be easier to pay. So let the ESCO also try and work on that so that members can easily fulfill their pledges. Then the last one I will want to comment on is the next election, which is coming up, according to the president, in October 2026. We look forward to it, but we also know that there are 2 major things in any association or club that creates problem if it's not properly managed: finance and election, transition of power. So I hope we are going to really look at it very well and ensure that it doesn't bring any problem so far. We all know that no man is indispensable, but at the same time, experience matters a lot. So may God also give us the grace to be able to maneuver through that stage. So at this point, I think the next item on the program should be the financial report to be presented by the financial secretary.
Good afternoon, my fellow members. And is it still morning? Oh, okay, still morning. No. So good morning, everybody. And I know that we have distributed the financial report, but I hear some members have not gotten. They are making more copies. I'm sure in the course of this presentation, you'll get your copy. But a lot of numbers have gone off. I'm sure I was told that we have about 8 to 10 people or so still yet to receive the copies. So please, let us all join hands for those that don't have to share, pending when the actual, your own copy of the financial report will be here. Before I commence any presentation at all, I'd like to mention that in our presence here, we have the external auditor who has been engaged by the association, formally present, and the idea of him being here is for him to also have a feel of the association itself and also understand the nature of expectation from us. Statutorily, we're supposed to have an audit for our association on a yearly basis. But since we commenced, we've not done one. So this is the first time we're going to do a back audit from 2021 to 2024. And that's 4 years. And that 4 years will be done by Messiahs David Odiwo and Co., who is the auditor that has been appointed to do this job. Without much ado, I would give him the microphone to say a few things in respect of his audit responsibility and our responsibility. Our own responsibility to provide him with the necessary financial management, financial reports, so that with that, he can commence his audit. And we have done so, and it is for him now to take up that responsibility to get the job done. So, on that note, before I present any report, let me call on him to at least say a few things in respect of his responsibility. Thank you very much.
Good morning, Mr. President and ESCO, and then members of Auchi Oldies. I want to say I'm delighted to be here to represent the accounting firm of David Odiwo and Co. My own name is Nnamdi Chizie. We have just been formally engaged to be the auditors of the association. We have accepted the engagement, and we'll commence work immediately. Already some of the documents required have been sent. Others we have been assured will be given to us. And because it is 4 years, we require time. Usually, today, being AGM, the audited accounts are supposed to be presented. But I just crave your indulgence to give us, say, the next 6 weeks, max. So as we look into the statements prepared by the ESCO. Because in audit, the ESCO will prepare the financial statement. Our own responsibility is to look at the financial statements for compliance, after which we'll now be in a position to issue an opinion as to whether the financial statement gives a true and fair view of the financial activities of the association. So once more, I thank you for the opportunity given us, and we promise to meet your expectations. Thank you so much.
Hello. Thank you very much, Chizie, Nnamdi Chizie. He didn't introduce himself personally, but that's his name. He did, yeah? Okay. So he represents, like I said, Mr. David Odiwo and Co. He's told me that they will work assiduously to ensure that we'll get audited reports, which is what will clearly give us an opportunity to approach government, tax authorities and all, to be able to put ourselves in a good position to say that we're doing what is right. But as of today, I have before me a management report for this first quarter. At ESCO, we've decided that every quarter we must present a management report so that at least we carry along all our members on the activities of the association as regards our finances. And that's the report I have here. I will also go ahead and also carry you along on all that we've been doing since last year in respect of our funding, the funds that we have received. And that, I think, is very important to start with, because before I start talking about these accounts, a lot of people will want to know how ESCO has performed in respect of the money that we received last year when we did our last reunion. At the last reunion, aside from the donations that we got from members and at the hall on that particular day, we also got about 226,500,000 naira from corporates, some of them friends of the GMD. And that in itself was what, in the year, we decided that
and as advised by all of you, we should go ahead and invest in treasury bills. So as at the year, between that time and at the end of the year, we had invested in treasury bills, and we had gotten about 24 million. Yes, about 24 million as income from the treasury bills. We didn't want to also extend ourselves and invest money in instruments outside safe securities. And the reason was that, based on the advice we also got from you, even though we could have been bullish and made more money, we needed to play safe. So that's the exactly reason why we invested in treasury bills. As you know, between that time and now, sometime in January, the committee that was set up to handle the project commenced the Auchi foundry project, and immediately we disbursed about 135 or so million to the project contractor to start work immediately. And that's why we can see today that much work has been done on that project. But going back to the books, which is what tells us where we are, as at 31st of March 2025, we had a cash and bank balance of 73 million. And somebody will ask, well, you have 73 million, why are you sitting on that kind of money? But we also realize that in a short while, we'll also have demands coming from our contractor. And so we are mindful of how we invest money. This money could have gone into treasury bills, but we decided that we should hold on and wait so that when the time for disbursement comes, we will not be stranded. I'm sure you all know too how much at ESCO we have tried to see how we can minimize the cost of burden of this reunion. I say it here because concessionarily, considering the increases in cost for hotels expenses, ESCO had reduced cost to every individual by about 50,000 naira, and we had to take that cost to ensure that we got a sizable number of people here. Last year we had 68. This year we're not up to 68, I'm sure. So that's to tell you that we understand the economic situation of the country, and we're trying to see as much as possible how we can also give back to all members so that nobody will say that he's not benefiting from some of the benefits that we have also gotten from the support that we've received from all of you. So moving ahead, you will notice that on page 6, I'm on page 6 actually. Okay, it says 50. In fact, I didn't even know that it was 50%. So what happened was that you paid only 50% of the cost of staying in this hotel. In actual fact, ESCO had to take the other 50%. So it's just for you to understand how things are going and how things are happening in regards to how your money is being used. If you notice, if you're on page 6, if you go to note 4, you'll see where you have 100 million short-term investments. That is still in treasury bills. We still have 100 million, about 100 million in treasury bills as we speak. That is also looking at the fact that this project that we're handling, even though we have an idea of how much the contract value is, if you look at it from the books we have here, we probably don't even have enough to cover this contract completely. So what we are trying to also look at is a situation where can we raise funds from outside here? Is there anything we can do to ensure that when the time comes, we'll meet the demand? And then when the president was speaking, if you heard him say, people who donated money or who contribute, asked that they made pledges, should please try and redeem their pledges and those donations. They are so important because if you don't redeem those pledges and those things, it means that we are going to have our project stalled at some point. So those things are so important. If you know you owe money or you haven't paid, please reach out to myself or the treasurer so that we can at least facilitate it for you or work out a scheme, a payment plan, so that you can make your payments as quickly as possible. So please, that's also an area that is of great importance. So you can see short-term investment there is 100 million. Your long-term, if you see there on page, you have note 5, which is long-term investments. That long-term investment is the foundry project itself. It shows how much we have also disbursed to the foundry, meaning that appreciably, work we expect should have been done at the factory is worth about 135 million. And that is the actual money that has been disbursed to the contractor. That's as far as our assets are concerned. On the liability side, you find out that our creditors accrual is about 4.2 million. Creditors on accrual, this represents some monies we collected on behalf of our members who have not, who we have not issued checks. This was as at March 31st, as at March 31st, 2025. But some of these payments have gone out now. It's in April. So we don't have that much left in creditors on accrual. As at the time we were preparing the books, the reunion and AGM had started, the process of commencing it had started. And we had started collecting money from members. And if you notice, you have 2.6 million. As at that time, we had collected 2.6 million. I wanted it to be presented here on the balance sheet to show that that money was collected, even though we had not used it. We're just collecting the money in preparation for disbursements, which most of them was done in April. By the time we do our next quarterly report, all the other expenses would have been captured, which will show how that money was disbursed. But for record purposes, we captured it under the liability side so that people will know that we collected this money and we're holding it in trust for this AGM. Under long-term liabilities, we had a deposit for the foundry project. What that means is, from the very first day we got money at our 2024 annual reunion, we did not take the money and put it into our account or recognize it as profit. We warehoused the money as a liability on behalf of the association in respect of that project. So instead of taking the money and earning an income on it as donations or money that we have earned, we put it as a liability on behalf of the association. If you notice, it has dropped to 91,500,000. And the reason why, it was 226 we had deposited at the beginning, but by the time we started paying out the contractor, it dropped to 91,500,000. So our long-term liability in respect of deposit for foundry project is 91,500. In 2021, Chief Hosseini Lama had given us 1 million naira. That 1 million naira has also been captured as an endowment for the use of providing artists, people, like the students who are reading one course or the other, looking for support in terms of training and all that, skill acquisition, actually, yes. And so that, you can see, is reflected here on the balance sheet, that that fund is sitting there and waiting for the right opportunity and time for us to use that money. So all in all, you notice that we have a net total asset of 233 million as at 31st of March 2025, which was represented by an excess of income over expenditure of 52 million. This is a carryover from the last 4 years. Over the last 4 years, we've been accumulating income. And this income is reflected in that figure you see there of 52 million. Accumulated funds is 181 million, and our total accumulated funds is 233 million. This in itself is a nutshell of the statement of our financial position as at 31st of March 2025. If you go to page 7 of this report, you'll find that in the course of January to March, also recognizing all the dues that are supposed to be paid to us in 2025. All that is captured, and if you check your note 8, you see what I'm talking about. But what that means is this whole 14.8 million represents a large portion of the dues for this year and some of the other incomes which is reflected in our note 8. Before I will still go back. When I get to note 8, we'll explain this income better. But on the expenditure side, we've only spent 3 million, and the reason is that we have not, as at the time we did this report, we had not really gone into very large expenditures as it relates especially to the reunion as we are here now speaking. So many things had not been captured. So, but as we move along by the next quarter report, you'll get all that included in the financial report. So our excess of income over expenditure, which is reflected in our note 10, is 11.6 million, which has also been translated to or added to the accruing surplus of income over expenditure, and the balance brought forward of 28 million. If you add the surplus, it will give you a total surplus of income of 40 million, which is reflected in note 10B. And if you go to the notes, it explains clearly to us some of the things that I just talked about. Our main account shows that we have 8 million as at 31st of March. The domiciliary account has $10,000. In the course of the year, just to mention, as at sometime last year, because of the increasing benefit of the interest that we were earning on treasury bills, we deemed it necessary to sell about $10,000 of our dollar position in order to add it to our income earning treasury bills. But just for prudence, ESCO decided that we should still hold on to about $10,000, which is reflected in the position of our DOM account. And you can see there at the current exchange rate is about 16 million. These are monies that we've collected over the last 4 years, from dollars to contributions or support from our sponsors. All that is what reflected to give us this current balance of $10,000. Our special project account, which is where a lot of our activities are in, reunion, inflows, sponsorships, all that is reflected in our special project account. We have a 46 million naira balance as at 31st of March. When I checked yesterday, I mean, considering that we are also spending money at the reunion, it was about 30, as at the end of April, we're looking at almost about 38 million. So we have not materially affected the position, even though we know we are subsidizing the expenses that we're having here in this period. Endowment, we have about 2.2 million, and altogether 73 million. If you check your debtors and prepayments, there's a long list. Those debtors for Abuja reunion in 2023, we have about 2.9 million naira still outstanding. Debtors for 2024, 1 million, dues, 1,050,000. Some of them have redeemed. It's not like the 1,050,000 has been static. In the last 1 month in April, I know that a sizable number, more than 50% had paid. And so we have about 500,000 still outstanding in respect of dues for 2024. Debtors, dues, and others, 2025, 5.7 million. And then the debtors for our Lagos reunion is 14 million, meaning that as at our last reunion, despite all the money we collected, people still are still owing to the tune of about 14.9 million, almost 15 million. That's still a lot of money. So please, just like we said, let us see how we can work out some payment plans. Our investments show that our treasury bill position today is 100 million, which is reflected in our note 4. And the Foundry Project 135 has our long-term investments. All those are captured in the notes. Page 9. We're still on 9. Page 9. Current liabilities, AGM reunion by members, which I've explained. We collected money on behalf of people before the commencement of expenses, which reflected in the 1.9. Creditors and accrual 4.2, which has also, some of them have been paid in this April. Our long-term liabilities shows that our deposit towards Foundry of 2226 has been reduced to 91 million, which is reflected in the balance sheet. And if you go to note 8, income, members' income for 2025 is reflected at 7.8 million. So if everybody pays us this year, which we expect will happen, we expect to get 7.8 million. Our investment income in treasury bill in the last quarter, only January to March, is 4.4 million. And then administrative platform charges reflect some of the commissions that the association receives when we carry out collections on behalf of members. So that all in all gives us a total of 14,840,000 naira. Page 10 reflects how we arrived at our debtors for as at March ending. And you'll find that our total debtors for dues and F1 shirts was 5.7 million. Expected payments for shirts, okay, this was pledge we received. I must continue to thank our brother, Francis Idubo, who continuously had pledged to us that on a yearly basis, over the next 5 years, he will give us 1 million. And he has been doing that consistently. And I must say that it's very commendable. The shirt you are wearing, the logo of his company is also very well entrenched on it. And it's all part of what you are saying. Let us all find ways to give back and support the association. And I think we must commend him for this. Thank you very much. Then I think that in its nutshell gives us a clear picture of where we are in terms of our report. We're very welcome. You're very welcome to ask questions, and so that we can find answers to them, and then possibly give us some advice on how things can be better done. And we appreciate all the support you have been giving us all through. Thank you very much.
Ladies and gentlemen, please let's give a better round of applause to our financial secretary and to the ESCO. One thing that is particularly striking in what has just happened is the level of transparency and accountability. I belong to some other clubs and associations, and we don't really give this kind of accounts that we are giving. And I think when I go back to some of these clubs, I will introduce this idea of quarterly report to members so that you can also use it to track what is going on in the association. In the course of the president's speech, I made some jottings and I talked about them, but I forgot one key one that I made. The president talked about this, our reunion, yearly reunion. He's probably looking at the veracity and the necessity to have it every year. A couple of people have also discussed it with me. So during the AOB, I think we'll throw it more open and we'll debate on it and come up with a resolution. So at this stage, we are going to call on comments, contributions on the report that has just been presented. So if you have any comment, contribution, okay.
Thank you very much. My name is Chief Oseni Elama. I want to commend our financial secretary for this well put together accounts, financial statement, and the presentation. I just have 3 observations. The first one has to do with the liabilities. You said people are owing the association. I think you should be aggressive in collection by sending reminders to those, because most members might not even recollect that they made those pledges. So you send a reminder and then follow up. Then you can then discuss how best to structure the collection. The other one has to do with, I think, you said administrative charges platform. What does that mean? I need to get explanation to that. The last, certainly not the least, you had put, I think it's just an error, where you put financial statement as at the end of December 2025. We're actually not there yet, but it has to do with the policies that are there. Thank you.
Thank you, Chief Oseni. Okay.
My name is Claire Eluemuno. I just have to, my brother ABC, well done. You're doing a great job. I just have 2 observations and maybe need clarification. The first one is to ask about the figure here beside the foundry project investment. I don't know whether if it's possible for us to know whether this amount is the total amount that it will cost us to
pay. So sometimes you also now have to have some moral suasion approach, which I've written memos to people, and sometimes the kind of feedback I get, Mr. President will call me and say, Brimo, small, no push on too much, make it no come be say, Ima doesn't let me rest. It's a case of when I send him, I say, Brimo, the thing harsh. I bet we reduce and small, so it's not easy to collect money, it's tough. But like Chief Osedi said, we'll continue to maintain an aggressive approach in a very nice way, knowing that I still beg, you go beg, now pledge the person pledge now. Tell you say they owe you. So that's the reason why we adopt this approach. But we'll find a middle point of approach in dealing with this matter. And Mary, who we also co-opted to be a member of the Debt Recovery Committee, has also mentioned how difficult it is, because we wanted to be a committee. When it was set up by Mr. President, the idea was that we should have a committee that also includes members, so that we can all tell the story that we're telling here today. So I'm also happy that Mary stood up to say how she has her experiences on the job. In respect of the administrative charges, which everybody seems to be asking, it's very common right now. In most associations around, if you notice, when you collect money on behalf of people, a charge of 5% or so is also kept by the association as the work that you do in ensuring that the platform provides an opportunity for people to be able to be helped. So the association also enjoys a benefit of about 5% of what is collected. That's the meaning of administrative charges, for those that don't understand. But if you tell us today that we shouldn't do it again, we'll stop. You own the association, so whatever you say is acceptable. But please, let's not forget that these things going to cost some of the costs that we're talking about, that we have to find ways in which we can balance the books. On the clarification that Claire mentioned in respect of part payment on foundry project, I don't know what she really was asking. Was she asking the total cost of the project, or was she asking whether the money we kept aside for the... No. The idea was of the project. No, it's not the final cost of the project, no. The whole idea was that money on the day we received it, especially from the corporates, we decided that we should keep it aside so that it doesn't become a situation where we take it into our income. At the end of the day, we go to chop other people's money. We're not going to say the money and another person get it. So that's why we warehoused it as a liability and not as part of income. So that's the treatment that we gave it at that time. I don't know whether that's sufficient. You still need more clarification. Is there anything? Okay, maybe Chief wants to ask a question.
Thank you very much. I clearly understood your explanation on the administrative platform charges. But I don't know if that is a policy of this association. There is a moral aspect to it. The association has as one of its responsibility welfare of members. And if peradventure a member is in one distressed situation, on the basis of which you make appeal to colleagues to raise money, I think it behoves on the association to also support in administering the plight of that member. It doesn't look morally wise for you to now use that platform to raise money and then make a charge on it. So you therefore reduce what honorary members have attended should get to addressing that situation. This is not, we are not a profit organization. We are a service organization. Rather, whatever cost is it in raising those funds should be borne by the general purse, rather than reducing what honorably would have gotten to addressing the situation one of our members would have faced. Thank you.
Good morning, everybody. My name is Amadi. I just want to repeat what Chief Oseni said. This is shocking to me, to know that if we raise money for a member who is in need, then the association will deem it fit to take 5% on what grounds? When, as a matter of fact, the association should have actually added more to what was raised. So this is news, and this is very, 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 very disheartening.
Once again, my name is Hope. I don't think we have clearly answered Claire's inquiry on the project. What she asks is the 135 million the cost of the project or part payment? I think that. Yes, the 135 million is 60% of the cost of the contract. Thank you.
Hello.
The total cost as present, though it's a fixed contract, is 250 million for the building. Thank you.
Thank you very much. You see, it's always good to give the man who has who's wearing the shoe the responsibility to answer the questions. Maybe if I had tried 1,000 times, I wouldn't have solved the problem. So the best person was the person who asked this question, and it's Hope. He's the chairman of the committee. Thank you so much. Well, you know, just to mention here, when
quickly, still talking on the 5%. I don't know how you tempt again. That 5%, I'm sure, is an issue or a decision taken by the executive, and this is the first time it's ever going to be mentioned in the meeting, in a gathering like this. I would have expected that instead of faulting anybody, should be brought under matters arising, and I'll say going forward, any contribution for a member, such an amount should be deducted. Thank you. Instead of apportioning blames and all that. Thank you.
Thank you. You know, if we allow, if is he on the same issue? On the administrative. Okay. Let's. He's the last person. He's the last person speaking.
Our president and our distinguished member, I think what you explained that the nomenclature is what people are fighting about now, because 1 point something million, which is administrative or platform charges, is not that money is paid to one Mr. X outside this gathering. But I think they need to change whatever it is. We have express headings if we want to rescue any of our members medically or otherwise. It's welfare cost. I think that thing should be classified as welfare cost instead of administrative charges. But they are taking it from our income to somewhere. Yes. Yes. Okay. Well, I think you need to explain the appropriation.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you very much. First of all, I just want us to appreciate the transparency that is involved in this disclosure. You know, I want us to really appreciate the fact that ESCO was not really doing this before. Actually, we used to have a situation where third parties outside the association will set up bodies collecting money on behalf of members who have one problem or the other, and it will not be brought to the association. The association will not even be involved at all. We started feeling that sometimes it does not also encourage participation by everybody. You now find a situation where, because it's an outside body, issue of integrity, trust, and all that becomes an issue. So we wanted to provide some credibility, some integrity to it. And we said, look, why don't we do it ourselves? And we started collecting this money. Now, I belong to other associations as well. And I felt, and I say it because we do it in the other associations, you might see some morality to it. Let's not forget that even the association itself contributes to the raising of money for those individuals. Say, for instance, we are raising money for somebody. The association itself puts money into that contribution. So it's not that we don't contribute, we do. But like I see they do in other associations, you have leveraged we have leveraged the integrity of the association, we have leveraged the administrative prowess of the association in order to achieve this goal for the person concerned. And the idea at that time was that, look, it's also a service that we are providing. We're not running a welfare business as well. We're also running an organization that needs expenses to be met. When the issue of welfare also arises, like we did, was it last year or so, where we gave out almost 800 or 900,000 for welfare purposes for members. So it doesn't remove the fact that we still owe our members welfare support from the association. We do that. So I don't want us to think that this charge is what we are using to do that. No. It's just that it's something that has been prevalent with, and I have seen it happen in other platforms. And when we discussed it as ESCO, we said, look, we were providing a service in actual fact. You might see it as, it might not be visible to the eye, but clearly you notice that we have put online the integrity of the association to do this. We have also provided some administration towards this. And so at the end of the day, and 5% is minuscule for us as far as we are concerned. And that's why when I mentioned it, I said, it's our association. If we decide that we don't want us to do it, we'll stop it. But I know that it's also important that we at ESCO, rather than take that responsibility, we'll even say the way it was running before, it should continue to run that way. Because sometimes we fail to understand that there's work involved. So we can also say people should do it on the outside. It shouldn't be brought in. If you are compassionate enough and you want to help a person, let somebody run it. And then we all contribute and we give to that person. But like I said, you might not generate the support that we want the association to give to that project. That's why we feel that we should bring it in, provide it as a service, and at least a token income of 5%. But it's still open. Like somebody suggested, maybe AOB, we should open it to the House. If you want us to vote on it, we can. It's not out of place. You want to say something? Thank you very much.
I think like sorry, I don't know your name. Like the gentleman said earlier, going forward, let's, we're not casting blames here. Let's vote on it and decide should we go forward, because looking at it just like that, it looks like we're not compassionate enough. If we have contributed money for somebody, we should let the person have the money. That's the way it looks. But you've explained, and I'm sure the accountants may understand, I don't. So maybe if we vote on it, it will help us on a way forward. But we're not blaming anybody. Thank you.
Thank you very much. So that we don't waste too much time, we will not talk too much on it, so that, are we voting now? We can do that later. Oh, you see, no, my problem, you see, for me, the service is, I'm even more concerned of how well the service is being done. We can, if you say that we should not continue, we can ask people to continue the way they were doing it before we were doing it. It means they will do it outside the association. And that's, no. It's not about bank charges. It's about the integrity. You see, if it's done by the association, 80% of the time, people get more money because of the integrity of the association. If you do it and one person just starts it on the side, a lot of questions are asked. Who is this person? Is he credible? Is this? It becomes a problem. But like I said, that's why the transparency is here. Everybody has a chance to say how he feels. You have raised an issue now, bank charges. All that is all part of the cost, like I was talking about. The integrity of the association, the administrative aspect of managing it. All these things are part of the reasons why I said it's a service. Whether if you don't see it from that perspective, we can remove it from our service and somebody else can handle it.
Excuse me. The truth is this. ESCO is overwhelmed in carrying out this job. We are overwhelmed. We have so much we are doing. So us adding this is additional problem for us. So we are not begging for job. We are not. So I will be so happy if we remove it from part of what we are supposed to be doing. It will be nice. So that when we have costs to assist any member can set up a forum and run it.
Mr. President. Mr. President, I think we've addressed these issues before.
Excuse me. Let me finish. And I don't think you'll be called.
You what?
I'm on the floor.
I thought you finished.
I haven't.
Okay, finish.
So, like I said, whatever money we get from it is for the association. It's for the association. It's all for the growth of the association. If it is 1 naira, if it's 10 naira, it boosts the purse of the association. It's not coming to my purse, nor any member, any ESCO member's purse. So we spend time doing all this. We spend time doing it. And it's all, like I said, in the interest of the association. So, but I think we have debated so much on this that I will say we put it to vote. Anything you say is fine. Anything we say the vote comes up with is fine. But it should not be voice vote. We have to count. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Chief.
I want to appreciate
Chief, please,
members. No, just a minute. I want to appreciate what members have said and even the ESCO. But let's get some things correct. This association is in place first and foremost for the welfare of members. Because we might not be in a position all the time. There are those who are not able to come here today. So when we come up to say somebody is in a distressed situation, it is our responsibility to find way of trying to support whatever way. I will not support the idea that somebody outside this association will set up an administrative platform to be raising money on behalf of our members. That shows a failing on our part. Yes, ESCO might be overwhelmed with doing a lot of this. That is the reason why we are members here. Whatever expense, including the back charges you are talking about, should be borne by the association. That's what our unions have meant, all charges. But when you now raise money, because there'll be a time, none of you will be on that table, somebody will exploit this differently. You use somebody's situation to raise certain funds. And yet, the funds, not all of it goes to the person. Whereas, you as an association also want to support by way of welfare. In fact, I would have loved a situation where you tell us that when you set up to raise money for Mr. A, you got 10 million, and in addition to that, the association took from his purse another 1 million in addition to that, rather than reducing what it is. Yes, it's overwhelming anyway, but I think it's that of the responsibility of the association. If either we want to do it or we don't want to do it. But I will not support a situation where we say, okay, let somebody outside the association go to raise funds on behalf of our members. Because first and foremost, the paramount decision of this association is the welfare of its members. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Very well said, very well spoken, and very well understood by us as well. But there's some of my colleagues here have also raised a few issues which are very, very pertinent too. You know, sometimes you notice that when things like somebody's a burial or something is happening, sometimes you find out that you need to spend money to either go for that burial or get people to join a group or a bus or something that's been put together to go for such things. And sometimes people don't understand that some of these expenses can be very, very, very tasking. You know, first of all, you don't have any income head for that. You expect that your dues and everything will take care of that. In all honesty, if you ask me, the dues we collect is not enough to run the association. If you don't find other extraneous means and ways in which you can raise money, it's always a challenge. And that's why I say that if you provide a service like this, then invariably, I don't think we're asking for too much. Because sometimes you have trips, you have to arrange for a bus, you have to arrange for people to go. You need to spend money for that to happen. It's not easy. And if some of these costs are not taken care of as part of the work that is being done at that particular time, then invariably, it's like saying the association should use dues and money that we receive to finance this kind of thing. All the expense relating to these issues should come within that money that is collected, or else it will be hard for us to do the work and do it well. You know, it's not as if it's easy for the association to keep dipping its hands into its pool of funds to take care of this. Yes, the association is set up for welfare, but if you check your dues, by the time your dues comes, about 50% of it has gone to fixed expenses relating to insurance, relating to, what's it called even? What's the, apart from health insurance, you also have the one of somebody's, you have to give a check for somebody who lost his mother, has lost his father and uncle. So how much is the dues at the end of the day? That's, at the end of the day, you find out that 40-50% of that money is gone towards matters that are not. Then you now start taking money again to take care, in the name of welfare, to spend because of this situation. If you collect money and all the cost is not within that money you've collected, then there's a problem. It has to be taken care of. If people are going to travel, all that cost has to come within that. And for me, that 5% takes care of that. And that's the reason why you have a platform charge. It's not that charge. Maybe the way I call it is the problem. But in doing it and in explaining it, the reason why I'm explaining it is so that everybody will understand that it's not as if we just take the money and just put it inside and it's part of our income without spending it. No. It still goes back to welfare. And some of these things, we even add money from the association to support the cause. So instead of talking, maybe we should just put it to vote rather than okay.
Hello, Financial Secretary.
Okay.
Sorry, President. I also want to just make a comment. A lot has been said on this particular issue, and it's taking so much time. I would like to suggest, because we're all working towards the same purpose, I would like to suggest that the ESCO takes this thing back. Since you have listened to comments by members, deliberate on it again and come up with something. That's my suggestion. Thank you.
Attention, and you are collecting 100,000, you are deducting 5%. He cannot. You definitely are not more getting 100,000, so you're not getting 95. What do you mean? That means 95,000 will not be enough to attain medication. So I will agree that if we are to do deductions, probably wedding, maybe ceremonies that have some. But when it comes to medication, we should not do deductions. And that's what I'm suggesting.
Friends, I think we are overflogging this matter. We have spoken, and the thing is no money should be deducted. It's very simple. If we contribute 10 naira, we give 10 naira. We know that all those small costs, like what do you call it, bank COT, and all, goes back to the association's account. That's what I think we should do.
Sorry. Okay. We'll do work.
It's just clarification. From what we have been saying, I think the main event that we normally collect money is probably has to do with burial and health. We can isolate these things. For health, whatever we collect, we give to the person. For burial, whatever we collect, we go to the person after expenses. Because if you are going to somewhere that needs vehicle, some of these vehicles can be as much as 500 to 1 million naira and other expenses. So we should be able to identify each activity and deal with it. And ESCO should be able to handle that. That is the way we should go.
Okay, thank you. We here in ESCO, we have made so much sacrifice, so much. There have been cases of members who took ill and we don't bring it to the forum. We in ESCO, we put money together, our personal money, and give to that person. A case in hand was about 2 months ago, where we in ESCO contributed 400,000 for a sick member. We do all this not because we have it, but because we are trying to save the association from our lean resources. So that was part of why we said, okay, let's try other ways of generating funds. It's not as if we enjoy this, but it's just for us to be comfortable in running the business of this association. But again, whatever we say here today will be the case. Thank you.
Thank you. Mr. President, thank you very much, and our able Financial Secretary. I want us to look at the moral aspect of this thing we are talking about. Because we are looking at deductions, we're looking at figures. Let's put a scenario in place. If Mr. A is more popular with this association and he has an issue, he has a challenge, and he needs 100,000, and we put it on the platform and say we want to raise, and we now raise 500, they are morally justified to take the administrative charges. Because Mr. B will not be as popular. And then, because within us, we have almost 3 clubs already. Yes, even though we are not identifying it, but we see it happening. So you now find Mr. B unable to raise up to 100,000 that he or she needs for that issue. And then what you are going to get is you are not treating the other person equally. So that is where those funds should come to play. That is my thinking, and that is the way I feel. Because what are we talking about? Let us even cite a particular example. Our brother, I hope he will recuperate very soon and be okay and join us, Olu Ajayi. We know that because of some personal relationship and his popularity, when we set out to raise that fund, nobody felt it was going to be up to 5 million. And we got well above that. And so if you take 5% and put in reserve, suppose it was the ultimate that happened after that, and we have to visit. The association will have to come with a bus, whatever. The fund would have been easy for us to now use. Because when we say contribute, it is the same set of people that contributes. And it will get to a time where those set of people will not. And I want to make it very, very clear. I don't think this association has anybody below 60. And in any case, in the next 5-6 years, the capacity will drop because it's dropping per second now. Before Tinubu came in, I'm sure over 50% of us had more than 100% capacity of what we are today. And so it will continue. So we must look for how to cope with the situation so that we don't run into a big problem. Thank you.
After this, we should just take one more and move on, please.
Chairman, the ESCO, and members, when this matter came up, I've been cracking it in my head, how do we find a solution to this problem? As to strike the balance between the moral justification of collecting such a percentage from those who are in need, and as well as ESCO's point as to meeting the daily expenses. Where generally the people seem to be focusing on the welfare of the people and not looking at ESCO point of view. The question I was asking myself before now was, how do we now boost the ESCO costs or fund for running the association? I think the last speaker has just answered the question. And I want to align with him that once funds are being raised for a member, there should be a target. And once that target is exceeded, then that 5% administrative charges become very necessary in order to support the ESCO to run this association. Thank you very much.
Just the last one, please.
This probably this is a suggestion. We're talking about the administrative cost from collections and all that. Is it possible to create a welfare account that we can refer such money to, so that such money can still help in what everybody has been suggesting, in terms of whoever gets any contribution, and if it's not enough, you cannot augment from the welfare purse. Thank you.
Thank you, Tony. We have a welfare account, and such monies will push to the welfare account. We'll push to the welfare account. Thank you.
Thank you so much, everybody. At this point, I think we have discussed this matter exhaustively. So we should now be moving to the next item on the agenda. And that is...
So let's take a vote because, okay.
This is very important. It's very, very important. Most of us here, we are over 60. And the truth is that one reason why we decided to come together, I may be wrong, is to take care of us. I appreciate we going out there to build the fundraising, to do this. But the first reason why we decided to come together is to look, if we are not well, how can we take care of the other person? If my brother is sick or my sister loses a parent and I cannot be there to get that sister's back, then why are we meeting? Why are we meeting? Yes, we spend money to travel, to go and help them. That is part of being each other's keeper. So I will not continue to put my 10,000 naira, 1,000 naira into a fund, believing that that thing is going to go to help my brother, and then the association is going to take 5% of it. I am not a party of that, because if, I give an example, when Isoken died, I never knew Isoken. I've never met her. I had to make calls. You see, there's two standards. That's why I'm so angry. There's two standards operating in this house, and it's not supposed to be so. I had to make calls. And I was told, oh, you people in diaspora have to take care of. I said, why? They said, because we just raised the money, so we are not going to put it on the platform again to raise money. And I said, why? I said, what is that supposed to mean? Is there a double standard? So I am angry because of what is happening. Let's call a spade a spade. I said, it's okay, it's a member that paid fees in this place because she's in diaspora. Is that why we should not put it on the platform to raise money? And they finally did. I'm not going to say the ESCO, they are doing exceedingly well. They are doing fantastic, but it's a voluntary thing. And we are each other's keepers. We that came from diaspora, we don't have the money, but we are here because we want to fellowship with one another, want to enjoy each other's company. Tomorrow it might be me that is gone, but memories, we are trying to create memories that's going to linger forever. So let's look at this carefully. 5%, why? If we cannot bear, okay, what's the money going to be used for? Because somebody wants to travel to Benin or to Lagos to go. If you don't want to go, don't go. If you cannot afford it, stay.
I think we have discussed it exhaustively, and we are at the point where I think we should put it to vote. Then, as for Boss Lady, you said, what is the money going to be used for? We just said that we'll put it in a welfare account for any eventuality. We don't use it to travel. No. We'll put it in a welfare account. So, and for when we lost, it's okay. At times we have conscience too. We feel very ashamed sometimes when we start asking for money continuously. So when that call came, it just happened that we just finished one contribution. And I said, no. I will feel ashamed. I'm feeling ashamed to put it up again. Can you just put it up or take it up from the diaspora and we will support? It wouldn't mean any harm. And it does not mean we have double standard. We don't have double standard. We're not creating double standard here. We see us as equals. Even as you are higher than us, in case you don't know, because you earn all the dollar. In case you don't know. Yes. Yeah, no, it's true. It's true. It's true. It's true. It's true. It's true. So if there's any higher class, it is you in diaspora. But most times we do things equally, like you know. So we don't have any class case here, please. Yeah? Then what do we do? Should we put it to a vote? Is that the consensus? Yes. Okay, Charles, you moderate it now.
So, ladies and gentlemen, we are all conversant with the issue at stake. It has to do with the 5% charges, administrative charges taken from contributions for welfare purposes. So some are for it and some are against it. So we just want to put it to vote now. For those who are in favor of the retention of that administrative charge, can I see your hand up, please, if you are for it?
As long as you move it to welfare account.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Okay. 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27. So we have 27 in favor of the retention of the administrative charges. Those who are against, can I also see your hands up? Can we do it?
What if somebody needs 5 million and 6 million is raised? You set the extra 1 million aside for charges that may come anytime. But still, give the person the 5 million. Because somebody else, like he said, somebody else will need 500,000 and not get up to
So,
Our president and our distinguished members, you know, when I made my first comment, I said maybe the nomenclature is what is causing this trouble. I'm a president of a club, and if a member dies, we have insurance policy. If insurance paid the amount insured, and the member who died is owing the club, let's say the sum assured is 3 million. If the man was owing us 1.7 million and he died without paying it, we deduct it from the insurance that is due to the family. So what they are doing is this. I think maybe somebody said if you are raising money to go to a particular village very far away and you are able to raise 10 million and you use 500,000 to hire a bus or something and whatever the people are going to do there, and you pay it from that proceed, the same thing. I think we don't need to bother this. We have put it into vote. The ESCO is ably supported. In fact, it's not the numbers are not near. Overwhelmingly supported. Thank you. I think this thing should end. Let's do other things.
Yeah, I just want to make a quick remark on what Boss Lady said about the double standard and all that. We need to look at it critically. As long as any member is a financial member of this association, please, whatever we have to do to create a platform, because as you cry for a man that is gone, so they will cry for you when you are gone. We need to make sure that at least we put the case before the association so that at least let us see how we can support. Thank you.
Mine is on a different issue, please. Page 7. I think I've been waiting for all the accountants to make their remarks. I'm not an accountant, you know. I'm a marketing person. And maybe my form of accounting for my company will be different. What you have here, income. And from your explanation to us, our main source of income is our annual dues. And then you said less expenditure, because you said our income was 14.8 million. Then we have less expenditure having an excess of 11.6 million, presupposing that everybody paid dues. And here we are. You published over how many times of people owing more than a year or 2 years. So how did we arrive at our 14.8? Whereas I expected that actual income as against anticipated income, they are two different things. Thank you.
No, actually, let me thank you very much for your observation. If you go to note 8, the actual amount that is expected to be collected for dues is 7.8 million, and that's on page 9. We've had income from treasury bill of 4.4 million, and then the platform charges of 1.8, giving us a total of 14.8. That's in note 8. So I want you to first of all understand that the whole 14 million in question is not dues. Then the question you asked, if you noticed, I had put a note on where you have income to say that please know that income reflects total association dues expected from members in the year, while our expenditure has only captured current expenditures at the end of the first quarter of 2025. In line with accounting principles, you recognize income that you're supposed to recognize, and if for any reason it is not paid, it becomes a debt, and you capture it as debtors. So in recognizing the income, I'm recognizing the income, understanding that that's how I'm supposed to treat it accounting-wise. Yes, so that's the reason why it was captured. Now, if I was doing what you call a receipt and expenditure, not income and expenditure. No, not receipt and expenditure means I should collect actual receipt against actual expense. That's different. But the accrual concept will not allow that happen. With the accrual concept, then you must recognize it the way I've just recognized it. Yeah.
Thank you, everyone. At this stage, we need to move ahead. We're gradually getting towards the end of this AGM. I crave the indulgence of the president to move to the next item, which is any other business. So we're on AOB now. So if there are issues you didn't talk about before now, let's talk about them.
Distinguished friends, I am Edith Oyati, and I'm here on dual capacity. First, as a member, and second, to represent the rector, Auchi Polytechnic, and particularly to say a very big thank you on behalf of the chairman, Governing Council, Auchi Polytechnic, the rector, management, staff, students of Auchi Polytechnic for the laudable project on our foundry. As a matter of fact, it is a kind of a pride that I belong to this set of alumni of Auchi Polytechnic. Your constant care and love for your alma mater is really outstanding, is notable, and is appreciated. And so I have been asked to specifically come to this meeting to appreciate what you are doing and to thank you. Secondly, concerning AOB, I just want to chip in that Auchi Polytechnic that you know in your time is no longer what it is now. We'll be facing a lot of challenges in students' enrollment, primarily because the nation or people are not seeing need for polytechnic education anymore. And secondly, we are now inundated with private universities surrounding us. And the implication of that is that people will prefer to go to the university and not to the polytechnic. And what the management decided to do was just to bring in more programs that may not be in these new universities around us. And just about last month, we hosted the Nigerian Board for Technical Education to add additional 28 programs. And as at last week, we had 100% accreditation of new programs, including shifting towards medical science. Now we have pharmacy technology, community health, and all that. So this is quite challenging, which your contribution in scholarship, building facilities and all that is very much appreciated. So thank you very much for all you do. Thank you for caring for your alma mater. Thank you for having us in your mind. And may the Lord continue to bless you. And so on a very light note, to equally inform you that while you were in school, you never knew that we have Auchi Polytechnic anthem. I feel that we should incorporate it in the oldies so that when we meet like this, we will sing the Auchi Polytechnic anthem. Thank you very much.
I think she needs a great round of applause. Our Deputy Rector, we thank you, we appreciate you. So more.
Good afternoon, President ESCO and fellow members. Mine is just a question to the representative of our alma mater. Thank you so much for conveying that gratitude from the institution. But I am thinking that please correct me if I'm wrong, that the school, sorry. I'm curious. I thought some time ago the school was upgraded to a university status. What has become of that? Oh, I see.
It didn't pass the final bill before the administration of Buhari was, before it elapsed. So I think there's another stage process to bring it up now.
Thank you.
Well, I think, Deputy Rector, I think the information we got that he passed the final bill. It was on a Buhari tribute for assets. We even got the information that it was asserted to that Otaro of Auchi is working with him to make sure that the thing is fully implemented. Because I don't know why the thing is stayed up to now.
ALB.
Hello. I come back to the resolution of last year, item 5 and 6. We don't know if we are there. That the House called for an immediate secretariat to be sourced for the group, while an executive secretary to be employed to man the secretariat. Recruitment should start from within members. 6, to have a standing committee to handle and come up with suitable cooperative models for our group. Thank you. No, that's how far.
One house, please. The secretary is a please. Thank you.
One house, please. Mr. Hope, you know, we tried, I know the president actually brought, tried to get a secretariat to, and Chief Hussein even promised he was going to pay part of the rent for a secretariat, and we tried getting somebody to run it. We didn't actually finalize on the salary the president will take and how and what it will take, or what the job specifications for the person. So we are still on that. They will still engage Chief Husseini to see how we'll get that done. For the cooperative, the president will do that. I know he will set that up. Cooperative. Then I have my own suggestion. This one year reunion thing. This won't work again. I think we can discuss that. Let's do it every other year. Every 2 years or every 3 years.
Whether you fail or not. Mr. President, the Honorable ESCO, my fellow ODs, I thank you very much for attending, and we pray that the next one will be more in number than this, so that our financial capacity will increase so that we can do more. Having said that, when I saw the minutes of the last meeting, that's when I became wary of this item 8. The secretary was very clever not to put the names of the members that attended, and you just stated the figure that 58 people attended. I'm sure I was not part of that 58, but I was here, you know. So, wait, I'm not taking you up. I'm not taking you up because you were very clever about that. If not, this minute should have stated the names of those who attended, because we should have our names, we should register so that it will reflect when we are raising motions and whatever, because it becomes part and parcel of it. Then coming to this resolution of item 8, I want to move a motion that this yearly affair is telling us on us financially, physically. Before we finish, some people are planning again, they cannot even meet it, and then we have so many things to do now. So I believe having it every 2 years will make us plan well and do a very serious reunion. Because we are more than this, far more than this. And we can plan better when it's 2 years. You know? So that is my motion. I'm moving a motion that we shift to 2 years instead of yearly. Thank you very much.
Emmanuel, please, point of correction. When I put there 3 members, no, you were ill, and that you are part of that three members. So it's part of the permission.
Hello, there's a motion on the floor about this reunion being organized annually or every 2 years. I believe that since it's a motion, we should get a seconder. Once it's seconded, then we can put it to vote.
Yeah, I, Tony Dirisu, I second the motion that he has read.
So I think at this stage, we can put it to vote. So, he said? Okay. Do we support the idea of making it every 2 years? Those who support say aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it. So anymore, that's a very big thing.
The President and the House. I don't know the order of this our meeting. At least we read the minutes of this meeting, but I don't think we did anything like matters arising from the minutes, because we read these minutes and we had some issues that were in the minutes that either were not concluded or needed us to do something about it at this meeting. And we just went straight to financial report. And now we're doing AOB. And the AOB we are doing now is supposed to be the matters arising from the minutes. Because everything about the AOB that we've been doing here is just from the minutes, which shouldn't be. Sorry? Which shouldn't, and the minutes was adopted. But after minutes being adopted, we can have matters arising from the minutes. No, because look at it. The resolutions in the minutes. Part of the resolutions, like for what the secretary mentioned, what Mr. Aigwabasimi noted, that's number 5 and number 6. There are matters arising from the minutes. We didn't handle it, and we're handling it under AOB. There are some other things here. Even the president's speech that he gave us, it was a loaded speech, even though it was short, but loaded, and there were points to be taken from that speech for us to talk about in this meeting. We didn't do that. And he mentioned something about elongating, that is what's it called now? Election to be held in October. We have not even discussed it. He just said it, and are we carrying it? Is it what we are taking home? We are doing AOB. And inside the minutes here, we even have something about, there were calls for members for an elongation of this ESCO. And in the president's speech, he mentioned something about having an election in October. So what are we doing? We didn't even go back to the minutes to say, okay, are we going back with this? Are we sitting on this elongation? Or we are following what the president has told us in his speech, that we are going to have the election. So we should have handled these matters arising from the minutes. That is an opportunity to chair the laity council of my parish, and I know how meetings should go. We should have done matters arising from these minutes first, close these minutes, then dwell on the president's speech. And AOB is for anything. It's not for going back to our minutes to start talking about AOB. That's it. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Claire. You have raised a very good point. I'm a charter secretary, so I understand meeting proceedings. We made a mistake, but you have also ambushed us. Because you are ambushing us now. When you saw that observation, you should have just raised it. So we'll just go back to it, handle it. Thank you for your observation, but we've already gone beyond that. Still on AOB, any other thing? No, it's like this now. We've already gone past that. So if you're like Hope raised an issue from the minutes. So if there's anybody that has anything that was not discussed under matters arising, we are in AOB, you raise it now, we treat it. Yeah, we can't start going back again now.
Good afternoon, everybody. I agree with Mr. Mosu, and to prevent such a thing from happening in our next meeting, it's for us to, when the AGM is being organized, we should have our agenda so that it could be written, looked out, and then people can rearrange. Because the point you raised is very correct, but since we have gone past that, I'll employ each and every one of us. Whatever you have to say regarding the minute that was read, we can now bring it back in the AOB, and go ahead. And then subsequently, let's take that into consideration. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Still on AOB.
Sorry, if I may just add, there's always an order of procedure in a meeting. And yes, issues have been raised. Ordinarily, yes, the report of the president, as well as the report of the secretary, would have been adopted. And I want to assume it was adopted. That was why nobody raised any motion of objection or observation. And since we are going past that, I think we should proceed with the meeting. And if I may also add, because if you are talking on resolution, it's not good. I don't think the agenda is even going to come by way of one point on a resolution. If the ESCO deem it fit that these are issues that are matters arising, then it can be discussed as such. And then if anybody needed to add to it or raise anything, then you needed to have raised it. So if ESCO didn't raise it, it means there was really no need to discuss them. Because I want to assume this resolution were decisions that were taken in the last meeting. And it was concluded. So bringing it as a minutes of meeting here is just for information. Then if anybody now has anything to say on each of one of those things, you were very free to raise them. So since we have gone past that, to follow the order of the meeting, I think the next thing is that if there's any issue concerning the past and perhaps other matters arising, it should be raised so it can be discussed so we can move forward. We can't be going back all the time. Thank you.
Good afternoon, everybody. In the course of Dr. Bramon explaining to us as regards the funds currently being collected for dues that cannot run the secretariat, I think we should discuss here today because we need money to run the office, secretariat. We must also look for a way how we can raise money
Currently, we pay about 50,000, right? 60 or 60. So if we have to increase it, no, just hold on. Bremo said the money we are collecting is not enough to run this business. So what do? We fold our hands or what? No, what do we do to raise money? Even if we don't increase the dues, what do we do to raise money to be able to run this association? It's very key. It's very key.
Yeah, Tony. No. You've raised some valid points, and it's an open floor. We are very open at ESCO here. Our job is to listen to you and do what you want us to do. So it's an open floor. Just suggestions are welcomed, please.
So that's why I'm just saying it. So let people look for a way to how we can raise money, because we can't be begging. Am I communicating? We can't be begging. So some people are good at it. Like Ima will tell us what we'll do to raise money. No, people are here now. Like Husseini, please. Chief, please just help us because we're having issue here. Yeah. No, it's true. Because we have to survive. So there's no point that we have this kind of gathering and we are not able to survive. So we are ready. No, so that's why I want a chief to assist us. How do we survive this?
Thank you, Tony. I know you're also an investment banker, but when you come to focus on wanting to raise money, you must look at the object and article clause of an association. There are certain things you cannot do. And that's why the first part of sustaining an association is from membership due. The second is that if you have surplus funds, you can invest in secured instruments, treasury bills, and bonds, because you are not a profit organization. When you begin to dabble into other areas of raising money, then the tax officials will come after you. And if you are not careful, you have some legal issues. So I think we should address our mind to just two main areas: dues from members and investment incomes in government instruments. Thank you.
Existing protocol observed. In a situation like this, we are all one. There are some people that are well lifted. They should be used as conduit pipe to help their organization. It's done everywhere. Even in my church, we had an issue recently. One of our members sick. We were trying to raise money. One man stood up and said, "What is the total cost?" They said 3.5 million. He just dropped 4 million. That after the hospital bill, to recuperate 500,000. We move forward. So I know there are big brothers and sisters here who can add to it.
Thank you, Chief Elamai. As a follow-up to what Husseini just said now, it is very critical. We made income from treasury bills. Income came in. I think what we should do, take part of that income that came in, all right, and move it to welfare. Part of the income. I don't know the total amount, but use part of it, even if it's 25% of that money, you put it into welfare. That will enable the secretariat to function well, okay? Employ staff, and the staff can be paid. I don't know if we buy that idea. Huh?
All protocols observed. I'm sure when the Financial Secretary was talking to us, he talked about the Secretariat and also employing somebody to run the Secretariat. And he also said that one of the members said he was going to pay part of the rent. So one of the members offered to pay part of the rent. I would want to think that some of us too can come together and say, have somebody says going to pay part of the rent, we should also put money together to also augment than talking about the dues. We want more members in the house. And if the dues are increased, it's obvious that some people might even pull away out of not able to meet their financial obligation to the association. The obligations to the association is never the pledges, it's more of the dues. If you're unable to pay your dues, you have no business, or you'll not be encouraged to even associate with your fellow ODs. So my suggestion is, people can come together and say, okay, we can raise this aside the dues and put in the purse of the association to meet certain needs. Thank you.
Mr. Chairman, following the existing protocols, sorry, I'm not an accountant, so I will need to seek clarification or explanation. But it's also in the way of trying to raise funds. It would have been nice to know at least our annual budget, the ones that are fixed, and then match that with possibly our subscription, and then see if there's any gap to determine whether what we are paying is okay or insufficient. Okay, so that is one. Two, going through this account, we have 100 million naira in treasury bill, if I'm right. And also in the notes, there's a 4 million naira flow from that. Is the treasury bill, the tenure, is it just a quarter or annual? We all know that treasury bill now, I don't know when this is over, but at least the last 1 year has run an average of about 20%. So if I project based on that, we should be expecting something close to 20 million naira. So I would like a little bit of clarification there so that we can all flow. Secondly, on this note 5, I'm not an accountant, but the Nigerian, the foundry project is being classified as long-term investment. I would have thought that is more of a donation than an investment, because we are not expecting a return from that, except we're expecting to have some kind of rent or otherwise from it. So we may have to reclassify that, because we're not going to get anything of that. Okay, so that is one of the clarifications I would like to have. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you very much. Honestly speaking, listening to you, honestly, if you had said you were not you kept saying you are not an accountant, but you spoke like one. I must commend you and tell you that maybe we should start begging you. I know you are an astute surveyor, but honestly speaking, you would have done better even as an accountant. Thank you so much. But then let me answer some of your questions. You raised some issues relating to the treasury bills and the fact that is it a quarter, is it 1 year? The 100 million was for a quarter, and it was at 18%, not 20%. So, and then don't forget that you cannot do any long tenured bill because we also have maturing obligations, and so you need to also match your expected usage of your funds with the investments you're making so that the matching will be done in such a way that when it's maturing, it will be available for you to use it for your project. So that's the reason why we're not taking longer tenured treasury bills. We're matching it with our expected usage. Then you also mentioned about the classification of the foundry project. Yes, it's not an investment where you are going to earn money, but we needed to classify it as an asset, even though it's not an asset that we'll keep in our books. But since we haven't given it out to anybody, and we have not donated it yet, it's still in process, except you want us to call it donation in process, or you call it asset in process. But the classification is not really the issue. The issue is where it's placed in the accounts. It's placed in the right place. Maybe the nomenclature is not right. But don't worry, I'll seek clarification, further clarification from the auditors who will also be looking at the books, and they will help us find a better nomenclature if this nomenclature is not right. But in terms of where it's positioned in the balance sheet, it's not a problem. The issue is how to give it a name so that it doesn't sound as if we are making money from it. But I appreciate your contributions. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you so much. I just want to chip in this one. Somebody also was asking the possibility of holding this meeting, making provision for online so that people can join from wherever they are. So it's just a suggestion to the ESCO. So if we don't have more comments, let me hand over the microphone to AB.
Fellow oldies, all protocols observed. I want to thank the president, the distinguished ESCO members, and all wonderful, awesome members of this oldies group. My name is A.B. Akangbo.
Judith Akangbo.
We are brothers and sisters. Yes. Our father died, but I'm sure some of you were surprised seeing us dancing yesterday. It was celebration of life. He died at 100 years. I know some of us have parents that have lived long, but I know it will either be none or very few people that have had the opportunity, or I say to be fortunate enough to have their parent die at 100 years. We wish he could have lived longer, but we thank God that he made it to 100. We want to officially invite this wonderful group to come and join us in Agbo, Delta State, next weekend. Next weekend. The program starts on Thursday, the 8th, through Sunday. But the main day will be on Friday, the 9th. So please, if you are able to join us, we will be more than happy Thank you very much. But I would like my wife so you can hear her voice too, because me na counterfeit. She's the original. Oh. I thought people were not paying attention. Now I know you are paying attention. So it's actually her father that died, and she is the Ada, so she's special.
Yes, what? Okay, so my darling brothers and sisters, he started by saying people are surprised. I'm sure people will be surprised, that I'm here with that, being in process. The truth is that I had already planned to be here before he passed. And when he was still alive, I told him I was coming here and then come and spend some time with him. And he was like, when? Today? Tomorrow? And he was like, I'll speak this in my dialect and I'll translate. Biakwongwao. Come early. And, a couple of days later, we had even bought our tickets and everything, and then he passed. But because we had planned to be here, this is our first time we made that we're going to be here and then do so. That's why I'm here. And I'm not regretting being here. I thank each and every one of you. We love you all. His name is, like I said, he was an old man, but there was no era of aged personality with him. My big brother here is a testimony to that, and my sister. So even at the age of 100, he only had 2 medications, or rather 1 medication that he was taking, and it was Pepsi. 1 in the morning, 1 in the evening. And on 2 days before he died, the day he was taken to the hospital, he opened the Pepsi with his teeth. So just come over, celebrate with me. There is no ripe age for death, but this calls for celebration. Thank you all.
Thank you.
His name is, he had so many nicknames we used to call him. Elems Koko, Elems Kuro, the last man standing by the street people. His full name is Samuel Osueme Elema. Yeah.
So I talked about this organizing the meeting online. The technical team just drew my attention to the fact that the meeting is being streamed online. And some people have also sent in messages.
Thank you. Good afternoon, everyone. Well, I am Aduke Adebayo, and I'm here to mention to you or announce to you that my mother also passed on the 1st of April. And I got all your condolence messages on the platform. I say thank you for your concern. Thank you for everything you do. Well, the funeral will start on the 19th of September to the 21st of September. It's still a long way, yes, but I just thank you. Many people call me Omo Mama Lagos, so it's Mama Lagos that has gone to rest. She has gone to rest. She went peacefully. Thank you very much. Please, it's in Benin, definitely Benin City. She died at the age of 84. Yes, thank you so much. Well, I'm sure they will. So please, I beg, plead for your support. I'm sure I have it at the funeral. Everything will be posted to the exco when we're ready with the invitation cards. Thank you.
All right, thank you. I want to use the opportunity to thank everybody for all the comments and contributions. By now, I think I should hand over to the ESCO. Okay, sorry, Bumi.
The President and the House, I stand here to extend my appreciation for the contribution given to me. I was supposed to go for a postdoc study in the US, but something happened. I could not. Money that has been contributed for me to travel, if they could convert it for me to publish my textbooks. So I appealed to the ESCO, and they graciously approved. I've collected the money. One of the books has been published. The second one is still being published. Although I've written a very lengthy acknowledgement and appreciation, I just want to mention it here, that
May the soul of Isokan rest in peace. So, in continuation, we want to specially appreciate our sisters and our brothers from diaspora. It is not, it's easy for you to say, oh, they are members of the ODs. They can join us anytime, or they are Nigerians, they can come anytime. They could have chosen another time to come, but they chose the time we're having our reunion to be here. So we appreciate our sisters, Sister Amadi, Sister Hetty, Sister Judith, Uncle Lepi, Uncle Daniel, no, diaspora. Did I miss anyone? Nelson, okay. Nelson, we greet you. Aduka also is from diaspora now. I'm Violet and Nelson. But we want to, I'm Bumi too. So all of us are from diaspora, but we're, no. Awele too, exactly. Awele from Abuja. Philippine from Benin. You know, Mary from Abuja. Oh, Jesus. So, everyone. So, let's not make light of this, because you see, sometimes it's easy for you to think that, oh, they have families in Nigeria, they can come. But like I said, they could have chosen another time to come. But just for fellowship and friendship, family relationship, they chose this time to come. So we really appreciate your presence, and we'd like to see you here again and again. The third thing is that we want to kind of say that we do not have, as far as I'm concerned, if you know me, you know I'm very straightforward. We do not have double standard in the ESCO. It is very difficult sitting here to make certain decisions, especially when you find out that you have just collected money from people. A lot of people are owing dues. I know how many times we personally have to fight ABC for not publishing names of people that are owing their dues. ABC will say, give it time. Please, let's talk to this person's friend. Let's talk to that person so that dues can be paid. It's somehow, coming to the group every time to collect money. So that's why sometimes president will say, no, we're not going to the group. We are one family, yes, but sometimes, you have to also look at the current situation here. Sorry? It is. Well, if what I'm saying is not making sense, it's fine. But I'm just trying to explain to us that sometimes coming to the group to ask for money each time there's a problem is not particularly very easy. And it's not something that ESCO wants to do time and time again. We try as much as possible to do what we can, even individually, but there you go. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
We should just let this issue rest. It's better we don't resist it. Because let this issue rest.
Very sorry. We're very sorry. President, it's okay. We're very, very sorry. It's okay. It's okay. We're very, very sorry. We're very sorry that happened. Very, very sorry. No.
Which means if anything happens in Nigeria, then we don't support. And he confirmed it.
Sorry.
Please, we are a family. We are a family. I'm very passionate about my family and I love everybody.
It's okay. Let her vent.
I never knew something, but I will get her back. Like I will get your back. I get people's back. No, I'm not your friend, your friend. I'm your friend when you're not there. And when you're, it's okay, it's there. I never knew I would get her back. And I called the president. I told him. They put a picture there. I called him. I'm going to honor this girl.
Boss lady, no, not boss lady, just calm down. Boss lady, just calm down, boss lady. Calm down, Amadine. If you remember, we spoke about this too. We spoke about this. Amadine. It's all right. Sorry, let me just make one point clear. When Amadi, we spoke about this. We spoke about Isoke's case, and I explained to you too that Nkechi set up a platform for diaspora people, and she wanted to put down, and we advised her to take care of that aspect while we do this one here, and we harmonized. We didn't discriminate. So it's not a matter of we're one family. But when she brought the idea of taking care of the people over there, I was okay. Go ahead. Why would do this? Isoke is my friend. Isoke is a president's friend. So why are we going to?
She's my friend.
Is there? Let's understand something. When we are saying this thing, we all forget something, and that is that despite all the ups and downs, how Amadi feels, how ESCO feels, we still supported Isoke. People contributed for Isoke. So we did it. Yeah, but you see, at the end of the day, we still did it. My point is that we listened. We must understand that. You spoke to us, made your point, we listened, and we did it. Because at the end of the day, you were right. What is right is right. And ESCO listened. And everybody contributed, and we made it happen. We thank God for that. If it didn't happen at all, I would say there's discrimination. But there's none because we listened. You spoke to us, told us we were wrong, we listened to you, and we did what we were supposed to do. So thank you so much. And you see, the point that everybody is trying to make here is, yes, what the point everybody is trying to make here is simple. Very simple. And you heard him from his mind. He said, look, I was concerned that last week we just contributed money. Again, we raise money again. How do I go back with my people? But you see, at the end of the day, he went back because he knew that was the right thing to do. So I think, let us understand it. At the end of the day, somebody said here, look, as we sit here, to make decisions is very hard. If you don't sit here, you will not see it from this perspective. You're dealing with so many people. We're just how many of us on this table? So at every point in time, different ideas come. We're looking for solutions. We're looking for the best way to make everybody happy. And the best way is, if you don't have these issues, these questions being asked, we will not find answers to the questions that bother all of us. So that she's venting, she's not happy, she's saying the things she's saying, it's to everybody's advantage. Because it simply means, if something happens today, we raise money, there's an issue tomorrow, we will raise money. So we learn from it. We're not magicians. We don't know everything now. Everybody knows say we get to learn every day. We don't know everything now. Thank you, everybody. God bless you.
Thank you, Brimo. Thank you. At least I'm sure you've been able to clear the air. Thank you. Amadi, I didn't mean any harm to you. You are my friend and my sister. So don't take it personal, please.
Presido.
No, I mean,
Presido.
don't take it personal. It's true. It's true now. Yeah, my sister, you know that. You know that. So all this one, just a shout here for nothing. You know. Thank you.
Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, I think we've had a very fantastic AGM. Let's put our hands together for ourselves. We'll definitely look forward to having a beautiful one, maybe in 2 years' time. Not yet, sir. So at this stage, we'll probably have a closing prayer, and I call on our sister Marian to give us a closing prayer. Sorry. To come to the end of the meeting, I want to call on someone to move motion for adjournment and somebody else to second. Okay, Judith moving motion for adjournment, seconded by Sam Agbi. So the meeting stands adjourned.
Please, I have a short announcement. The program continues this evening at 5. 5, we have cocktail, and it's going to last for just 45 minutes. 5 o'clock to... Can I finish, please? You want to dance? Have I dropped the microphone? So, 5 o'clock cocktail to 5:45. Then we go in for the gala night event. That will end at 11:55 by the grace of God. So that we don't pay 250,000.
In one hour.
Yeah?
1 hour is 50,000.
And that 250,000 is for every hour. Every hour. So please, it's at the restaurant where we had breakfast this morning. Please, let's try not to choke the place. You can come with your spouse, and that is it. Please, we have limited seats. No side chick, no boyfriend. Your approved spouse. Otherwise, we have our bouncers there. I will hate to anybody to be embarrassed. Please. Thank you.
Can we please rise up? Everlasting Father, we thank you. We bless your holy name. Thank you for this privilege you have given every one of us to be here this morning, this day. Thank you, Almighty God, for this gathering which is unto you. Thank you for everything that we have done here. We bless and we magnify your holy name. Our reunion has come and we are grateful. Thank you, Almighty God. Even as we go back to our respective rooms or homes, Father, we say go ahead of us and make everything good for us in the mighty name of Jesus Christ. For the remaining part of the program, Father, take preeminence. Have your way in the mighty name of Jesus. Thank you, everlasting Father, for in Jesus' mighty name we have prayed. Amen. Please, cutting of the cake.
Please, we need to gather. Hello, everybody. Hello. Please, concerning the Akambo's father's burial, if you want to go, please get in touch with Ima. If you want the Ashoibi, get in touch with Ima. Please, you are paying for Ashoibi. So if you want to go, get in touch with him. God bless you. And please, we will take our group pictures and cut the cake. So everybody will have a piece of the cake. God bless you.
It's been a long, long time coming. Yes, it has. But I know that it's been worth the wait. Yeah. Yeah. It feels like springtime in winter. It feels like Christmas in June. It feels like heaven has opened up this gate for me, yeah, and you, yeah. Every time I close my eyes, I thank the Lord that I've got you, yeah. And you got me too. Every time I think of it, I pinch myself, 'cause I don't believe it's true, yeah, that someone like you loves me too, yeah. I think that you're truly something, yes you are. And you're every bit of a dream come true. With you, babe, it never ends and ends. No wonder the sun always shines when I'm near you. It's just a blessing that
Please, ESCO members, please. Lillian, please. Ima, please come to the. Don't be saying imyums. Oh yeah. Please let the ESCO take first. Please move away from here. Calm down. Let's go. Let's observe protocol. Let the ESCO take first, then everybody will come.
It's been a long, long time coming. Yes, it has. But I know that it's been worth the wait. Yeah. Yeah. It feels like springtime in winter. It feels like Christmas in June. It feels like heaven has opened up its gates for me, yeah, and you, yeah. Every time I close my eyes, I thank the Lord that I've got you, yeah, and you got me too. Every time I think of it, I pinch myself, 'cause I don't believe it's true, yeah, that someone like you loves me too, yeah. I think that you're truly something, yes you are, and you're every ever dream come true. With you, babe, it never
All the women, please, before the men, all the women, please. Sit. All the women. All the men, please come back. All the men 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 come back. The men, all the dry best men, come and sit down. Dry best men, oh yeah, come and take picture. Dry best men that are not doing their this thing. Oh yeah, men, please come. Oh boy, yeah, now. All the dry best men, please. I'm talking to you, especially Tony. Go and take picture.